Hello everyone, peace be with you. Welcome to this Jacko Club's production. Today we are going to be jumping into the much beloved fantastical world of Tamriel. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing the bell button for notifications if you do. You can find us on various social media platforms linked in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Uh-oh. Fishes of slaughter. I forget the name for fish in Spanish. I almost just called them slaughter chickens. Hola. Pollo, I believe it's pronounced for chicken. Took 4 plus. It took 7 years of Spanish, and I can't tell you what a fish is. Which, to be fair, does speak a little bit as much to me as it does my education. I just wish they had... I wish they had done a better job motivating. Like that. The Lady Stone. What does it do? Generate health and stamina. Gee, I think I like that over the Warrior Stone. Let's get that. It's more universally applicable. Oh, they do say a luck be a lady. I guess Frank Sinatra does. Got some wolves over there. Lake archery. Drop in Skyrim is a little bit to get used to, and I am a little bit rusty. Okay. Decided it'd be best to come in a little bit raw so I can enjoy some of the experience organically along with the viewers. Just playing through, being fresh out of playing through the thing off. But I have already done most of one playthrough earlier this year. So it's not that new. It's in a good spot, basically, is what I'm saying. Not to be familiar with it. Obviously have a lot of history through all the way through this game several times over. But skeleton. Game and out of game. We do have a little bit of time to explore, trying to kind of end this episode on getting back to the Jarl. The burial site, no doubt, also desecrated by necromancers. Skeletons, or they may have come from there. That's another burial site. I'm not gonna head in there just yet, because we did want to check out that fire, and it looks like whoever was there seems to be in trouble. Let's hope they are not bandits. Without our weapons.
You speak to
Vigilant of Stendar.
Cavort with any Daedra, and we will hunt you down.
So, I think canonically the drawing board would know this, so I'm not going to ask for his benefit, but I will ask for y'all's.
He
Who's
is the
Stendar?
God of mercy, the patron of order and justice for all of Tamriel. We bring his compassion where none can be found, by cleansing all those who would offend his children.
I do love myself a vigilant man.
And any other abominations
Daedra?
that prey on mortals. Vampires, werewolves, witches. But the Daedra are the worst. Their callous disregard for our lives is abhorrent in the eyes of the God of mercy. Yes, our order was founded after the Oblivion Crisis. We dedicate our lives to facing the threat of Daedra wherever they appear. We're quartered in the Hall of the Vigilant. Keeper Karset heads Skyrim's branch of our order there, providing healing and justice as needed.
To check that out, maybe we have
Will be watching you.
calling to justice in the world. We already seem to be pretty involved in that. Doesn't seem like that was the guy who came from the fire, so keep heading this way while I kind of elaborate a little bit more on that. So, going back to that god of magic I was talking about earlier, the way the Pantheon works in the Elder Scrolls is essentially when the world was being made, there were these sets of, I forget, I don't remember all of the details, but I know a lot of the Aedra and Daedra are all working together on the project of the world, and the one who convinced everyone to do it, his name was Lorcan, and what he didn't tell the others is that in the process of making the world, they have to sacrifice some part of themselves. So Magnus was a part of a group that fled halfway through the project after they figured it out to save themselves, and the people of the Elder Scrolls credit that for things like the stars and things like the stars, which they consider to be holes in the sky of the fleeing gods. The Daedra kind of gave up on the process, but decided to stick around, and the Aedra are those who went all the way through with it. The Aedra have less ability to affect the world directly, but often provide indirect help, sort of the same way, allowing Daedra and Aedra to kind of take on the Aedra work in the way a lot of more monotheistic religions would view God, and still very connected in the world, but not, continuously popping in all the time in very overt ways, giving a little bit more room to breathe for the people in it. And the Daedra are very active, so they can take physical, even to some extent take physical form, and send demons called Dremora. And that Vigilant Stendar is referring to a crisis not that long ago in the history of Tamriel, where one of the Daedra tried to, take over the world. And they were thwarted by, I'm gonna go check out this guy before I come back and talk to this Bushman. He doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. And was stopped by the hero of the last Elder Scrolls game.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
It's a friendly hunter. Don't need to buy anything from him, so we'll go back to the fisherman. More on those later, but a little lore bit on the Aedra and Daedra.
It's not like my poaching is hurting anyone. The Jarl can hardly eat every deer now, can he?
It is a good thing I am not officially associated, because he just confessed a crime to me. I'm gonna let that one slide for right now, given that we are in other business and practically in game the only solution I have is to kill him, which poaching is a crime, but not one that is quite the death penalty level, so we'll let him go. So in real life I would imagine I would probably report him to somebody. Oh dear. You can see the shield, you can use shield bash, you can block. Pretty nifty stuff. Uses stamina to do that. The reason I wasn't using certain builds is I didn't have as much, but we've leveled up our stamina a little bit now. So it gives us a few more options. This was the layout we were using earlier, and the reason we were doing that is because you can still somewhat, just barely take a little bit of damage off with blocking with a shield with no stamina, and if you don't have a lot of stamina for melee weapons, you can still hit people, but you can't do these big attacks, which makes the one-handed weapons better because you can swing them faster without stamina than you could if you were using a two-handed weapon. Looks like we found where those skeletons were from. Doing the Lord's work today. Piece of Skyrim. One of them. Perhaps. Zendar. If not more than one. You hear the phrase divines is referring to all of the Aedra. No, this is tedious, but it must be done. It is now tradition. The character that we were introduced to very early on in the game, the controversial figure of Talos, that problem will come up again and again throughout the game. He is someone that the Nords and previously even the Empire view to have ascended to the level of the Aedra after living a very notable life, which we won't get too much into that right now for time's sake. But yeah, very notable character in history, and so the elves didn't, they hated the idea resented the idea of a human being lifted up to that level, especially since man has always been associated with Lorcan. I kind of forget why. I think they are viewed as the children of Lorcan, who are viewed as the elves as a betrayer, whereas in the human understanding of history, they don't perceive Lorcan as having lied to the other Aedra. So they view as Lorcan as having been betrayed, and the others, it's the Daedra, who, that's another thing about elves. Elves often, some forms of elves even worship the Daedra instead of the Aedra. A lot of men view elves as duplicitous, whereas elves kind of view men as being treasonous. Two different forms of deception. Slaughtering some bandits here. Doing all the Lord's work today. Come here. Fortunately, these guys are a little bit far away from the nearest mountain, so the fire will have to do. The good people of Tamriel can thank me later. Ooh, a treasure map. We will make use of that, to be sure. Throwing the bodies. Pick up some handy loot. What we're doing here is we're working our way back to Whiterun. I think I'm gonna fast travel in a minute. I am curious about those stairs over there, though. I wonder if there's a hunted cabin up there. Let's do this too. In the spirit of being a jack of all trades, put some points into Magicka. Looks like let's do health again. He's blocked for the first time, so that's talked about blocking for the first time at least. So let's upgrade that guy. Anyone's watching right now, so we'll do voting for right now on that. Ooh, book about sentinels. And we are called to be vigilant. Got an upgrade from there. Perhaps we will consider joining the Vigilance Ascendar at a later point. If you are with us when you're watching that, you will be able to vote on that. There. Speaking of Talos, oh no. Oh, this is horrible. And here we go. One of the causes of the Civil War. So this is a Thalmor, Ancient of the Dominion. And he is here to put down these people who have come to worship their god in secret. Because they weren't willing to be persecuted out of doing what they believe to be the will of God. And a lot of respect to them for that. And now more, we're here to very sad sight. You know what? Now that I'm not gonna loot anything else off these bodies. Now that I'm thinking about it, was just kind of going through the motions. Happily loot the Thalmor. Wish there was something more we could do for them. But let's just leave their bodies in a little more organized manner at the feet of the shrine. Give them a little bit more dignity. Thankfully, someone took care of at least one of the Thalmor. Don't know who it was because all these guys appear to be dead, so maybe there were survivors, and someone will come by who's actually capable of burying these guys. Oh no. Look what I've done. The ragdoll physics are not the best, so kind of mess up the only body that was properly positioned, but it's a thought that counts. You know, it's an interesting question, that one that I don't personally have an answer to. Like, does it make sense within the canon of the Elder Scrolls that Alice would actually be ascended to the level of the Aedra? Do I think so personally? I don't know. That's a question we'll come to at another point. As for this dirty Thalmor agent, we will leave him in plain sight of all who pass in his disgrace. We'll stop in, get the blessing of Stendar, because I do find it very useful. Like, good time. The priest of Mara, who are killing people. I think they're devoted to Mara. They're at least
welcome, child.
Clerics or something. Oh, I guess it's just a temple of Kinnereth. I thought there was more. Yeah. Let's associate us with something non-controversial right now, because you're trying to stay out of the Civil War.
You haven't seemed yourself today.
And when we touch those shrines as well, it gets rid of any lingering effects an opponent may have left on us that I missed, like a disease or poison.
Be glad you're here in the city, not up. No lollygagging.
I just got here. Man. Talk about a lack of hospitality. And the Jarl's not even here. Oh well.
You see, the terminology is clearly
Dude,
First Era or
is it raining?
I'm convinced this is a copy
Like-
of a much older text. Perhaps dating
God.
just after the Dragon War. If so,
If you are watching this, don't be these people. Don't wear hoods inside.
Good. I'm glad
It's
you
just
made
weird.
progress. My employers are anxious to have some tangible answers.
I don't mind hats. I'm gonna be honest. I am kind of messing around. I don't hate it. As long as you do it stylish.
So I'm now able
Don't
to
be a
devote
slob.
most of my time to this research.
Time is running, Farengar, don't forget.
You are worth
This
more
isn't
than
some
that.
theoretical question. Dragons have come back.
Yes, don't worry. Although the chance to see a living
The
dragon
back
up close would be tremendously
position.
valuable. Now,
have a
let me
visitor.
show you something else I found. Very intriguing. I think your employers may be interested as well. Ah, yes, the Jarl's protege. Back from Bleak Falls Barrow. You didn't die, it seems.
I
the dragon
would
stole
say a little
from
bit more
Barrow.
than seems.
Seems you are a cut above the usual fruits the Jarl sends my way.
I will somewhat take that as a compliment.
That is where your job ends in my
I like you even less now.
The work of the mind, sadly undervalued in Skyrim. My
I'm sure it's
associate
not.
here will be pleased to see your handiwork. She discovered its location by means she has so far declined to share with me. So you
I would too.
was correct after all. And we have our friend here to
You're
thank
not a
for
likable
covering
person.
for us.
You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got
Not
that?
friend.
Nice work. Just
Thank
send me
you.
a copy when you've deciphered it.
Finally, someone who has some manners.
A dragon's been sighted nearby. You should come too.
A dragon.
A dragon, you say?
Where was it seen? What was
I haven't
it
seen one of those before.
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you. If a dragon decides to attack Whiterun,
Yeah, you take that more seriously.
let's go.
I am paradigm dirty.
So, Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. We saw it coming from the south. It was fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the watchtower?
No, my lord. Just circling overhead when I left. I never ran so fast in my life. I thought it would come after me, for sure.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here. Head down to the barracks for some food and rest. You've earned it.
And there's a good man.
Better gather some guardsmen and get down there.
I've already ordered my men to muster in the main gate.
Good. Don't fail me. There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I need your help again. I want you to go
I'd be
with
happy to
Mirabelle
give it.
and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else here.
Guess that kind of
And I
counts.
haven't forgotten the service you did for me in retrieving the dragon stone for Farengar. As a token of my esteem, I have instructed Avenici that you are now permitted to purchase property in the city. And please, accept this gift from my personal armory.
Yo, it is honor enough to serve you, my liege. This help us. Right. Well, maybe not. I am used to that being a iron breastplate with enchantment, but instead I have smithing gauntlets.
Here working on ways to defend the city
Okay.
against these dragons.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need
Talking
to
to-
know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
Paradigm. Used it a minute ago.
I envy you the chance to see this dragon up close.
I do get a little bit of fair and gruesome. Let's go kill a dragon.
Seen you helping the young.
What a great video that was. Hope you'll consider checking out our various other accounts in the description below. We put out uplifting content 7 days a week. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. There's a lot more awesome content on the way. May you be there to see it. May God bless and keep you, and may we all live in eternal communion.